Welcome back to the channel, guys. So it's been an interesting few months. Obviously Christmas is out of the way, things like that. My daughter was born, so child number 2. She was born a few weeks ago, so we've been kind of preparing for things for that. On the droid front, nothing's really been happening over the last few months because I bought a BAMBU printer back in December. So on the 27th of December, I went on a website, bought myself a P1P. Expected it to come within a few days because it said it was in stock, and then I get an email 2.5 weeks later saying basically that the printer is not going to be coming for about 2.5 months. Obviously the issue that's going on in the Red Sea at the moment with all the freighters, things like that, it's basically their delivery was not going to be coming. Screwed me over a little bit because I kind of sold my M3s. Those had gone before I'd even got the email because I assumed I was going to be getting a printer, so I needed to clear the space. You can probably hear my printer going on in the background, sorry about that. But yeah, it's been pretty much no printing of any type for near enough a month and a half. So I've now had my P1S. I've had that now for nearly a month, and honestly I can't fault the thing. It is fantastic. It's such fantastic quality. It is a bit loud, but compared to the Ender, the quality I'm getting from these prints is just ridiculous. My main thing that I'm going to be doing at the moment is some essential upgrades that I need to do on R5. So with him being a V2, I did build him nearly 2 years ago. Wear and tear, bad prints, things like that, they're now all starting to kind of rear their ugly heads. I went to MCM last year, Birmingham, and he got absolutely annihilated. So normally the Comic Cons that I do are quite small. I wouldn't say small, they are quite large, but just the sheer volume of people that were at MCM was just not what I'm used to. Obviously with me having 3D printed drives as well, stopping and starting continuously, the motors heated up to a temperature I've never felt them heat up before again. To be honest with you, I'm quite surprised they still work. PETG as well is what I use for the gears and the drives. The gears got absolutely destroyed, so this is probably down to my user fault. I should have just replaced the gears before I went, because the gears that had been in there for a good near enough half a year, so they've had quite a lot of wear and tear on them. They're like car tyres, you have to change them regularly, otherwise they will get destroyed. I didn't do that because I was too keen to get there, and I just absolutely destroyed it. Stopping and starting a lot, people just banging into him, kicking him, things like that with their suits and things, and they can't see him. He did take a bit of a battering. So the few things that have needed to be upgraded are, one is the rear panel. So this is my old rear panel that I printed when I originally made the R5, and as you can see, there you go, with the slightest of pushes, the rear panel has basically just now shattered in half. So I did kind of save this just for this video, but as you can see there, that is all the way down to the bottom. The same on this side as well. If I do this so gently, you can probably see that's going to crack. There you go, see, all the way down. This was originally printed on my Ender, so it wasn't the best of qualities. This was the 9 part as well, so if I turn this round you can see it's a 9 section piece, and I've tried to reinforce this over the year with God knows how much epoxy, filled it in with epoxy, tried to do the best I could to keep it in one piece, but unfortunately it is now dead. I always had an issue with that because it was printed on my end, it never really fitted properly, so I had to kind of A-team the crap out of it and try and make it fit with magnets. It did the job, the magnets kept it in place, but there was always about ½ centimetre gap either side of the back panel. But now with the BAMBU, obviously the quality in prints is a lot better. I've now printed a brand new rear panel, so as you can see on there, that's all there now, printed and ready to paint. That was printed in 3 parts instead of 6, and it's also got grub screws in it for reinforcement as well. The quality of the BAMBU is just second to none. I cannot fault that. That thing, even with my dodgy V2 body. It fits like a dream. No gaps either side, perfect fit on the top and the bottom. I've just got to try and figure out the mounting system because I need to try and resize the clip system thing it's got in it, because I did actually reprint that 102% just to get it to fit a little bit better. But that's now done and ready for paint. I'm also having to redo the battery boxes on the feet because they took an absolute pounding. Because I had to take them off, I had to take them off repeatedly, God knows how many times. Putting in the screws and things like that has just split it. Obviously, being printed on the ender, print quality wasn't very good. The layers probably didn't adhere to each other as well as they should have. Quite thin as well. I think I've done it with three walls, like 10% infill, something like that, just because I want to get it done quick. But since then, I've actually reprinted some new battery boxes. So this is done on the BAMBU as well. And honestly, this thing, the quality, I'm squeezing this pretty hard, and it's not going to break. The texture on this is just so smooth. I'm just going to have to obviously fill in the seam line here with some Bondo or something, and sand that all down flat, and that's literally it. That's all I've got to do, and scuff it up a bit, paint it white. It's job done. Even these little screw parts here, you know, on my old ender print, they were horrendous, but these are just amazing. You know, like that, just screw straight in, nice and tight. Problem solved. But I am in two minds whether I use these on him or not. Main reason why I say this is because my plans for this year is to rebuild a new R5. So bless him, he's kind of showing his age now, and he is pretty beat to hell. I've done as much as I can repairs wise to him. I will need to change a few parts out. Obviously, the print drives, they need to be the drive system thing needs to be reprinted as well. I've done some extra gears. Now I have the ability to print PET-G, owning a BAMBU. I've now printed all spare gears and things like that. These are printed at like 8 walls, 60 infill. So these are rock hard. I printed about 12 of those just to put in my spare toolbox just in case I need any. But my plans for this year is, now I've got a decent printer, a really good printer. I'm wanting to print a brand new R5 in the Mark III version. So I'm going to be doing the Prusa cut because I want to have the removable back panel. I'm going to be doing every single Tim Hebel upgrade you can get, just because that's all what's in him as well. I'm going to be doing mag dome as well. I'm going to be doing a new dome for him because the one I've got obviously is the V1 version split, I think, and even with the split version, the files printed on the ender, half of them didn't fit properly. So most of his dome is like body filler. So I'm going to reprint a brand new one of them on the ender, on the BAMBU. Sorry, will be perfect. Again, mag system, things like that, but I'm going to be doing him completely to Mandalorian spec. So rather than doing the R5 that everybody knows from A New Hope, I'm going to be doing him as the R5 from the Mandalorian. So he's going to be having the paint job, you know, all the new parts, all the weathering's going to be exact to the series, rocket boosters, all that kind of stuff. And you know, I want to be one of the few people that does actually have a proper Mando spec one. But my plans for him, he's not going to be getting scrapped, so let me just zoom down a little bit. So he is still a completely functional working droid. There is absolutely nothing wrong with him. He does still run perfectly well. But what I'm going to do, as you can see, he's got his, let me spin that round. He's got his alternative dome on at the moment, so my plan for him is I'm going to be just repainting a few bits red. So I'm going to take the horseshoes off, I'm going to paint those red, make him into a completely custom droid. I've actually got an entire set of Greeblies in red in my drawer just over there underneath the printer, which I originally did when I first built him because I had him all red, and then I changed him to proper R5 spec with the blue bits and things like that. So I'm going to take all the blue off it, swap them around for the red parts, have him as a completely custom droid. Probably going to paint the just tart the battery boxes up a little bit, see what I can do with them, and then probably paint them red as well. again, completely custom. I'm just going to do what I feel. I love the idea of like having more extra red panels and stuff on him. So I'm going to do that. So he's going to be just a completely custom droid. My plan is to obviously take him to as many cons as I can, and I'm going to take R5 as well. That way, having 2 astromechs, you know, I can kind of vary between the two throughout the day. And if anybody else is there, like with us, and they don't have their droid, they can take him out. He doesn't really need anything doing to him. He's fully functioning. What I have been doing though, obviously, whilst I've been, you know, sorting out all the print things for the new R5, I've actually been working on Chopper. So if I spin that around, you can see the little dude sitting. Where is he? Just there. I've actually been working on him quite a lot lately. I've now got his electronics all wired up. My heavy duty cable arrived, so I can now do the legs and the foot motors, so he should technically be moving probably within the next few weeks. I'm going to start reprinting a few parts on the BAMBU for him. That way print on the ender, because I'm not too happy, like the aerial, his little wonky aerial thing on the top. I'm also going to be printing a few of his like the eyes and things like that on the BAMBU, just because they're going to be nicer, easier to work with. And then my plan is in the summer get him completely painted, and get him up and running ready for the con season, probably mid-year. So he's not going to really take much effort to get up and running ready. I can take him, or an R5. I can take him as well in the car. He can literally sit in a car seat on his own, so I don't have to, you know, really worry about him. He should be done soon. But yeah, it's pretty much all guns go really now. Now I've got the BAMBU, which you can see just there churning away. Now I've got that, it's kind of a game changer really. Nothing's kind of holding me back. Prints that were taking me a day and a half are now taking like 10 hours. Prints that were taking me 10 hours are now taking about 2. So, you know, my productivity is through the roof at the moment. Put that out of the way. I've also started work on a little jabber tray for him as well. So the BAMBU's been churning the jabber tray. So I've got all the parts now printed for this. My friend Jason from Norwich Droids, the club that I'm with, he printed himself a new one and kindly gave me his old one. So I've got all the parts here ready. But as his one is gold, because he's got R2, I'm going to actually be painting that one silver. So it's just a bit of variation between the two, and then obviously with that dome I can have that on, sort of having driving around with a little drinks tray with cards and stuff on it to hand out and things like that. That's just a nice little accessory that I can use. But yeah, it's pretty much been non-stop now printing wise. Now I've got the BAMBU. Again, they are expensive. It was about 850 quid for that in the AMS system, but the quality is second to none. The prints that I'm getting out of this thing, even on the basic settings, are still like better than what the fine settings would be on an ender, and the fraction of the time as well. It's just ridiculous. Again, if you have the ability to buy one, buy a BAMBU printer. They're just so much better. My friend Jason, again from the club, he's printing an R2. If you're on the Badly pages and things like that, you've probably seen it. He's printed the entire body in ABS in around 2 weeks. It's, you know, it's ridiculous, the ability to print on these things. But yeah, going forward pretty much over the next few months before the first convention starts, it's kind of just get him painted, get all the bits I need done on him sorted out. I need to print him off a couple of new foot drives, get those done. And once everything's pretty much done and in, he should be good to go. But yeah, that's pretty much where I've been standing for the last few months. Again, apologies for like no videos or updates, but I don't really have anything worth videoing or updating. If you haven't got a printer and you're not being able to do stuff, you can't really display what you're trying to do. But I am going to probably do a video on the jabber tray, just because, you know, I think it's quite a cool little accessory. So you know, I've got all the parts here. I started trying to build this part yesterday, but you know, that's all the bits. So I'll probably do a video on how to assemble this. I'll do a video on when I paint it as well, and just the weathering process, things like that. The only thing I am waiting for currently is I'm waiting for some bolts, because these all take M4 bolts, and I only have M4 like 60 mil ones, so I need like 20s and 30s. But yeah, that's pretty much where I stand at the moment. So yeah, I'll try and do as many updates as I can over the next year, see what's going to happen. Obviously, I'll do some more videos this year when we go at cons and things. I'll do some reviews on the cons. I'll see if I can start doing some interviews as well. So I'll see if I can interview some people from the club about their droids, things like that, the build processes that they did. Obviously, with a newborn, my priority has kind of been, you know, her, and most of my time has been spent with her. So you know, I'm doing this in between. The printer's just running in the background, but today I've kind of got a build day. But yeah, so everything being good, I'll show you some updates. Obviously, trying to get him done as quick as I can, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you all for watching, and I'll probably do some time-lapse videos on the page as well of the BAMBU printing, and I hope you all have a good time hobbying and enjoy your builds. I'll see you again on the next video.